Hello and welcome to the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Lionel Messi. And just a heads up, you will hear me refer to him as Messi, Leo, and Lionel throughout. Just so you don't think I'm talking about someone else at any point, it's all the same person. Messi was born in Argentina, in a city called Rosario, which is the largest city in Argentina. Leo, as he was known as a young lad, grew up in a close family who loved their football. Leo Messi, from a very young age, would constantly be playing football on the streets and anywhere he could with his two older brothers, Rodrigo and Matias. At just age 6 years old, Messi was already becoming a scarily skillful footballer, and he joined the youth team of the club which he was a fan of, and they were called the Newell Old Boys. He and his teammates were so good together that they were known as the Machine of 87, as they were nearly unbeatable. Leo Messi scored over 500 goals for the youth team, and at such a young age he was proving to be completely unstoppable. Leo and his teammates were so skillful and talented that at half time on the games that the main team were playing, he and his teammates would go out onto the pitch to entertain the crowd with their tricks and their skills. It wasn't long before the football scouts from a range of big clubs were interested in Leo Messi and wanted him to sign for their club. However, in September 2000, Messi went for a trial at Barcelona, and one of the top bosses there was so impressed that he urged the club to sign him immediately. The other big bosses at the club didn't want to sign Messi straight away, as it wasn't normal to sign a player out of the country of Spain who was at such a young age. 2 to 3 months later, Barcelona still hadn't signed Messi, even though many of the big bosses had made it clear that they knew Messi was an incredible talent. And in December 2000, Barcelona were given a last opportunity to sign Messi to the club. There was no proper paper to sign Messi to the club where they were, so Messi's first ever official contract for the club was written on the back of a restaurant napkin. And Messi and his dad permanently moved to Barcelona for what was set to be one heck of a journey. However, Messi's mum and his siblings went back to live in Argentina, as they could not all live in Barcelona. Messi felt bad that because of his football career it had split the family up, but Messi's family knew that he had the potential to be a great footballer. Messi, after some time in the Barcelona youth team, joined what was known as the Baby Dream Team, which was the greatest Barcelona youth team of all time, and they were unstoppable. In 2002, Messi was a top goal scorer, scoring 36 goals in 30 games, and the Barcelona Baby Dream Team won every major trophy that year. After that season finished, the North London football club Arsenal made Barcelona an offer to have Messi join them, but Messi wanted to stay with Barcelona. I can imagine there's some Arsenal fans listening thinking, we could have had Messi. Talking of Arsenal, a player who Messi played with at Barcelona in the academy was Spanish superstar Cesc Fabregas. Fabregas said that he was pretty good at getting the ball off people because he was a good slide tackler. However, Fabregas said that one time in training he really went to get the ball off Messi with a slide tackle, and before he even went to tackle Messi, he practically fell over his own feet as Messi was frighteningly fast and changed angles so quick that the eyes and the feet of Fabregas couldn't keep up with him. Fabregas said that Messi was different. There was something very, very special about him. At just 16 years old, Messi would go and train with the B team and the Barcelona first team and play in pre-season friendlies. He was so good at 16 years old that he would dribble past the first team defenders and slot balls into the back of the net practically with his eyes closed. The first team defenders were said to be so nervous that Messi was so good when he was 16 years old that he would make them look and feel a bit silly. When Leo Messi was training with the first team, he trained with a player called Ronaldinho. If you don't know who Ronaldinho is, you can listen to the episode called The Amazing Dribbler, which is all about the great Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho was so stunned with the skills and the ability of Messi that he said that Messi would go on to be an even greater player than him, and he also came to really like Messi and he called him his little brother. At 16 years old, Messi made his debut with the first team and created 2 chances, plus he had his own shot on target. A few months later, when he was 17 years old, he played in the first team for Barcelona in a major competition, making himself at the time to be the youngest player to ever play in an official competition for the club. So at 17 years old, Messi was already cementing his name in the Barcelona history books. Leo Messi became a must-have for the Barcelona managers. In the next few seasons, he became better and better. And in 2009, he was a Champions League top scorer and the youngest top scorer in the history of a Champions League competition. In the same season, Barcelona won the Copa del Rey, the Champions League and the La Liga. Barcelona finished 9 points clear of Real Madrid that year, and Messi scored a whopping great 38 goals to help his team secure the treble. Messi has won so many awards and trophies that it would take me a very long time to get through all of them. Here's a few of the highlights of his wonderful career so far. He has won 7 Ballon d'Ors, which is more than any other player in history. If you haven't listened to the episode about the Ballon d'Or award, you can go and give it a listen. It's called Dipped in Gold. He's won 4 Champions Leagues with Barcelona, 10 La Liga titles, 8 Supercopa de España, which is a famous Spanish football tournament. Messi is also the top goal scorer of all time in that tournament, and he's won the Ligue 1 in the French division. He's an Olympic gold medalist for Argentina from the 2008 Olympics. And then there's Messi's roller coaster career with his country. Argentina have wanted a superstar like Maradona, and Messi looks set to be their man to be the next special Argentinian player. For his country, Messi played in the 2006 Germany World Cup, where they were knocked out of the competition by Germany. Messi wasn't picked to play in the quarter-final at that time, and the country were furious with the manager who didn't play him. He then played in the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, when yet again they were knocked out by the Germans. He played in the 2014 Brazil World Cup, where they lost in the final against, you guessed it, the Germans. And that year there was a famous picture of Lionel Messi looking and staring at the World Cup trophy, and you could see it in his eyes. He was thinking, I'll have you one day. But would Messi ever win a major trophy with Argentina? After several attempts, Argentina finally won a Copa de America. We'll do an episode on that tournament in the not so distant future so you can learn all about it. And in 2022, Messi played 120 minutes of football in the most exciting World Cup finals of all time, when Argentina met France at the final of the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Messi had won everything, but he had never won a World Cup as a senior footballer. It was the last thing to tick off of his list. Could he win it? Well, let's go back to the start of the competition quickly. Argentina versus Saudi Arabia. After 10 minutes, Messi scored a penalty for his team and country, and then Saudi Arabia come back to win it. One of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. Argentina then went on to beat Mexico, Poland, Australia, Netherlands and Croatia. Then the final kicked off against the French, and after 23 minutes Leo Messi scored a penalty. Then his teammate Di Maria scored another to make it 2-0. Messi was well on his way to being a world champion. The second half came and the superstar Mbappe scored for France with 10 minutes to go, and then scored another a minute later to make it 2-2. Messi's PSG teammate Mbappe was gunning to ruin the party. The game went to extra time, and at 108 minutes, Argentina's hero Lionel Messi scored again to make it 3-2. However, 10 minutes later, Mbappe scored a hat-trick to ruin the party yet again. The game goes to penalties. Messi scored one of the most stylish penalties in the whole of the tournament, and Argentina won the game on penalties 4-2. Messi and Argentina were the world champions. Lionel Messi grew up a very shy boy. He was quiet but simply loved his football. He has always been a humble and respectful footballer who has achieved so much due to his hard work, determination and never giving up attitude. Leo Messi is proof that if you work hard at something, you really can achieve it. I hope that you've enjoyed listening and learning about one of the greatest players of all time, Leo Messi. And remember, if you know somebody who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about Football for Kids. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly or pitchside, I hope you enjoy the game. See you next time.